I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf. I'm not afraid of the bully. I'm not afraid of the one who's on top. And with Antonio Pierce at the helm now, understanding, I'm a bully myself. So I absolutely love this. They didn't shy back.
I know you've probably seen the video of the Raiders with the Muppet of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the year. Kind of stuff like that happens. It'll get handled when it gets handled.
Howdy, Raider Nation. Happy to have you guys back in for another video. We have got to talk about this whole Trey Taylor, Kermit, Patrick Mahomes response ordeal. I want to give my opinion, and I'm sure some of you are going to love it. Some of you won't love it as much, but I'm very sure the majority of you are very much going to love my stance on the whole thing. And then we got to talk about the quarterback battle, what I truly believe should be the final decision, especially at this stage. It's a logical explanation. It's not emotional. And then lastly, there's just a few players who are doing things throughout the training camp process that I really want to highlight. First things first, though, let's talk about this Kermit thing. I'm sure most of the Raider Nation, you guys are aware of sports analyst, sports personality, Nick Wright. Big Chiefs fan. I listened to his response. I wanted to see where he saw it from, but he only sees it from the past, right? And I get it. History repeats itself a lot of the times, and I also understand how a lot of the times we only have the history to really make an argument. He's going back. Since Patrick Mahomes has been drafted, Patrick Mahomes has played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he has this 10-2 thing. And I'm just like, yo, that is cute. That is awesome. But last year, can we stick on that? And the games were split last year. Remember what you guys did at Arrowhead? My only thing is that the Chiefs still messed around and won the Super Bowl in your building. That's my only thing. My only thing is that they won the Super Bowl in your home. In your home. Back to Trey Taylor, rookie, 7th rounder, Jim Thorpe winner actually as well. I believe he's a nephew or cousin of Ed Reed, I believe, something like that. Now, I love this for Raider Nation because I know what it means for the locker room. Even my opinion, even your opinion, I'm sure there are some of you all out there that were like, damn it, why did they do this? Why did we have to poke the bear? Why couldn't we have stuck up behind them and got them? This should show you one or two things, right? One of two things about this culture of what Antonio Pierce is trying to build. It can show you we are the Las Vegas Raiders. We don't care about any of that mess. We are not scared of anybody. And that's not a thing we even identify. We are not scared of anybody. So if a fan has a jersey on a frog of a guy named Kermit, of a dude, of a quarterback that it resembles that we are rivals with, we do not like, we're going to have fun. And we're going to make it go viral because we're not scared of anybody. This shows a lot of confidence in the building. Off rip, there is confidence in this building. And the way you have heard your defensive players, really Max Crosby, who is just the heart and soul of this defense, really take ownership of the violence, of the attitude, of that brash mentality that is being infused into the building. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, you're going to get some ish thrown your way. And what I've been seeing a lot of analysts do, and what I did, this is what I did too. I immediately said, well, they did beat them last year, even if they didn't. Even if y'all got swept last year or won both games, you still have a new culture that is being built to where y'all can talk trash about anyone at any time, anywhere. And I just really don't like how the media was just giving Patrick Mahomes this Superman blanket. And I get it. He's won the back-to-back Super Bowls. He's going on for his third. But if we know anything about divisional games, especially against emotionally charged teams, and the Chiefs have lost some pieces. They have lost some pieces, and I think their season last year, although it be great, they got help from a lot of different areas. I need to know in the comments, where did you stand on the whole Kermit thing? Where was your energy? Where were your emotions? Did you just laugh? And in the back of your head, you were like, dang, he's gonna hear that, because he heard it. He felt it, his team felt it, and he responded, it'll get handled when it gets handled. I like that response from him too, because at the end of the day, football, violence, and touchdowns are going to prove where this video really makes a lot of sense. Come, Week 8, the Kansas City Chiefs return to your stadium, October 27th. That whole thing is going to be rampant that week. They're going to resurface all of that stuff. It's a midday game, so it's at 1:25 p.m. for the Las Vegas Raiders people time zone. And so this is going to be a fun one. Absolutely fun. But I need to know your emotions, your thoughts, everything that you saw within that video, how you felt, how you feel now. I'm very curious. Now, this quarterback battle, it's very simple for me. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but everything that I've been seeing from training camp to both quarterbacks played great today. They both had great practices. Wow, both quarterbacks were struggling in today's practice. It seems as if every single time we try to get some type of nugget about this Raiders quarterback battle, and I've been seeing a lot of this. Media is not being introduced to these practices, these training camp practices. A lot of the fans are there. And so what I've been able to get through with these reports that I'm seeing is that if you have a veteran, older guy in Gardner Minshew, who's played on a lot of teams, has a lot of wins and a lot of losses, and then you have a second-year guy in Aiden O'Connell, and they're both doing the same thing, you need to announce Aiden O'Connell, the younger talent, the guy that you can mold his brain from the ground up. You need to announce him as starter. And my only thing is that Gardner Minshew, he's not going to be discouraged or feel sad if he's not the named starter. With Aiden O'Connell, something just tells me you give him that role, you give him that term, you give him that leadership position now, that is only going to breed more confidence into him. I don't think he's the kind of guy that if he gets named starter right now, he's going to be like, oh no, like, I'm not ready for this. We have quotes from head coach Antonio Pierce, and this is a quote that I 100% back up. And by this quote, it feels as if he's going to be leaning towards Aiden O'Connell. Here's the quote. We really want no mistakes at quarterback, right? I don't want to live in that world. I'll go back to my opening statement a couple of days ago, just being consistent. What the guy looks like on and off the field, how does our team respond to him? Does he put us in positions to have an opportunity to win games? And more importantly, we don't need nobody to go out there and be a superhero. Boom, Aiden O'Connell. If that just doesn't rip out Aiden O'Connell, you hear, and I would definitely challenge all of you to go listen to Davante Adams on the Shay Shay Club. It's an hour and change. It's a long one. In 12 days, it was at 1.2 million views. Like, maybe all of you have seen it already. But he says some pretty astonishing things about Aiden O'Connell in that interview. And what I kind of grasp from it is that Aiden does everything a quarterback needs to do. He doesn't have that Superman. He's not going to try to win the game with himself, with his leg, with his arm. He is pretty much that quarterback that is ingrained in him to give the ball to the athletes. Give them a shot. Give them an opportunity to make the play. And that's all you need at the end of the day. A point guard at the quarterback position. And it seems as if you have a guy, like I said, when bad things happen to Aiden O'Connell, I feel like it just brushes off of him. Like it really does not affect him. He doesn't show any type of negative body language. The mistakes are minimal. With Gardner Minshew, I feel like you're going to have a lot more chances. He's going to put the ball at risk a lot of the times. But I just think that if you can't separate yourself on a second-year guy and, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, if you cannot separate yourself in a very effective way, that means you can't be upset if you're not named the starter. And that's just how I feel about it. At the end of the day, you need to make sure that Davante Adams is happy and ready. I know you guys saw receivers, and Jimmy G pissed him off a lot. And that shouldn't be the case because you hear that he has a chip on his shoulder. Davante Adams, future Hall of Famer. Yes, hello? That guy still has a chip on his shoulder. Don't waste this. Do not waste this. And then lastly, just to wrap that up, I think it should be Aiden O'Connell, lastly. But Trey Tucker, who I believe has a huge opportunity factor to be the main difference maker on these divisional games against the Broncos and against the Chiefs and against the Chargers. These are going to be very big games, and I think he needs to be the X factor. He has the speed to be. He can burn most to all corners and safeties in the NFL, but there's this unfortunate news coming out saying he is dropping the ball. He has had a lot of drops, enough to report. I'm not big on that. It's training camp. This happens. Once upon a time, our best receiver for my favorite team in the Bengals, he had these quote-unquote drop issues, and that was his whole thing. And then he messed around and won Rookie of the Year. So I'm not really big on that. Don't really care about any of that. Wide receivers know how to catch the ball, especially the slot dudes, because they understand that's what gets them paid. I'm not big on it. I don't really care about this. This is news that I think y'all should just listen to and forget. But I think Trey Tucker, he has also said with a lot of confidence that the Raiders starting slot receiver is, quote, my job to lose, end quote. And so he's gained ownership of it. He knows that's his spot to lose, and so that's all the confidence that he really needs. He'll get things rocking. He'll get things. I have no nervousness at all with that whole situation. Let me know what you guys think about everything, Raiders Nation. Thank you so much for listening to me, and you all enjoy your day. Like, comment, and subscribe.